What is up? Welcome back to another video. We're here in the kitchen. I'm about to do some baking, and I thought this would be a great time to record another video because you see I have these here. These are bananas, if you're unaware. They're very, very ripe, as I'm sure you can imagine. Now, a lot of people look at this and they think garbage, right? They think that throw these away. What are you doing? But I look at this and I see an opportunity for banana bread. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make some banana bread and talk about some stuff because much like these bananas, I've been looking at the Lucky color film situation and also saying, wow, this looks like garbage. But in reality, it might be a little bit more than meets the eye. So we're going to dive into that. I'm going to turn this light on. So I did the news video yesterday and I talked about the Lucky color film situation as it was. And I was using the information that I received from the gentleman who was kind enough to go to the Lucky color film launch and record videos and give some testimonial. And I'd also received some information about the film launch from other people. But since that point, I have done a little bit more research. I have gone on Reddit, as the kids would call it, and I have some more information that I want to share. So I'll begin with the obvious fact that the Lucky color film now has a name, and that is C200. This is coming at us from Lucky Global, which is the global distribution partnership of the Lucky color film product. There's the Lucky Film Group in China, and then there's Lucky Global, which is going to be shipping the film elsewhere to other markets. So as far as I'm aware, the launch that was conducted at the expo was purely Lucky Film China, which would explain why Lucky Film Global didn't post anything to their social media to hype it up, because it was purely hyped up on Rednote, which is a Chinese social media app thing, right? So there's all that. A couple of things that I kind of got wrong that I want to dive into a bit more is the price. It's something that I kind of overlooked because the JD site, and I'm presuming all of the online stores, were selling the film with developing included. So that might, in some way, shape, or form, explain the higher price point. The 59 won and the 52 won, or yuan, I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it, but I digress, the Chinese dollar, whatever you want to call it. So that in some ways could explain that price because developing was obviously included. Now, the feedback that I got from the gentleman who was there was that there was some mix-up with who was developing the film. And that might be valid. I'm not willing to submit to you that that is not accurate information. I'm assuming that it is. So we'll operate under the assumption that it is, but it's neither the point because I was looking at the price as it was promised for the film roll, and I was forgetting to include the fact that developing was presumably included in that price point. So that is where I made a mistake. One of many, bear with me. I will still be holding on to the fact that as it was pitched to the American market, the hope was to have a $5 color film. It appears as though that's not the case. So that point I feel like is still relatively valid. Now the other main thing I want to talk about is some information that I received from a local American-based film distributor, seller, what have you. Information from Lucky Global regarding the film, which is where the name C200 came in and which is where some more information came about. Now, I want to kind of dive into the name itself. I think it is a crying shame that we will not be seeing Lucky Bronco anytime soon. I feel like missed opportunity, guys. Come on, I'm a great brand. I've only talked a little bit of trash, and I've almost sometimes been accurate about the information that I'm spreading, but I digress. I think, again, it's kind of lame to pull from the Fuji naming nomenclature, especially when they're so actively trying to combat against the Fuji product line in China. As stated in previous videos, I'm looking at this from a very American perception because obviously I live here, and that's my understanding of the film market is American-based. But according to sources, Lucky as a company, not Lucky Global, but Lucky is not concerned with the North American market at all. So the messaging about $5 for a North American market to disrupt the Kodak, stance here might have been misconstrued through different sources, might have been in direct relation to the Chinese market, and then it was, by myself or others translated into what the North American market is. It's all on the table as far as I'm concerned, but the greater point is that I was looking at it, and I think a lot of others were looking at it through the lens of the American market, and I have to continue to remind myself to not do that because this clearly seems like it is teed up to access the Chinese market and to support that. So that's something to note. Secondly, the Lucky Global company says something to the effect of trying to maintain transparency, and the messaging that was received from them, it sounded as though the China Lucky brand had not been transparent with them. So the messaging that was received from Lucky Film Global reads as follows. We're reaching out to all distributors and retail partners to share an update on the new film. Feel free to reply to this email if you'd like a follow-up individually. We are excited to inform you that the new film, now officially named Lucky C200, was officially launched at the Shanghai International Photography and Digital Imaging Equipment Exhibition. Over the weekend, we were also informed by the factory that the first batch off the production line batch was completed, but is being reserved for internal testing and limited domestic distribution in China only, which would go in line with what I was told, which is that the first batch is just for these sales and presumably has already sold out. Does not necessarily tie into the fact that it was kind of rushed, but I suspect that this would not tell you that because they're trying to pitch the product. So they wouldn't say something like, oh, this is subpar product. They wouldn't say that because they want you to buy the product. Anyway, moving down, we have the good news is that the second production batch is already scheduled to begin coating this week. An additional upside is that we expect the subsequent batch will not only be a larger quantity, but also make some finishing improvements to the emulsion based on feedback from the first batch. Updated wholesale pricing will be announced alongside the new production. So updated wholesale pricing, meaning the prices might have changed, either going higher or lower. We will find out. We understand the difficulty of delays like these and want to emphasize the transparency is a core value for us during this process. We are committed to keeping you informed each step of the way as we work to get the film in your hands as soon as possible. So that to me reads as we Lucky Global are concerned about transparency, but it seems as though they're getting feedback from the factory kind of after things are occurring. But that being said, I do genuinely appreciate their willingness and their desire to be open and to share this information, because I think that is important to establish a consumer base. The problem that I have with this is that the information that we've had from Lucky has not really been from Lucky, but it's been from Reflex Labs through what they've said is a source inside of Lucky. So it's kind of not straight from the horse's mouth. And according to what I've heard about Lucky in China is that they're not too concerned about media transparency. They're not concerned about social media marketing. They just want to attend the expo and have product ready for that. That obviously does not fly as well in America, where I feel like we've kind of grown accustomed to transparency, to accessibility of the companies that we, buy products from. We're expecting to see like some kind of personality, whether that's your favorite YouTuber with the product, whether that's, the brand itself, TKO presenting the Pentax 17, somebody that we can associate with said product. That's kind of what we want, I assume. That's been the traditional marketing strategy. The fact that we've not really seen that so much out of China, we're getting some kind of mixed messaging from them. There were some rumors that someone different was running the Lucky China social media profiles on RedNote. It's a little strange, but that's not really a concern, right? It's the product. So let's take a minute and talk about the product itself. So I did get a little bit of pushback when I made the video talking about the Lucky color film situation, because I cited heavily the photo that was released from Reflex Labs showing the chief product engineer, so far as we know, with a color chart. And I was like, not impressed. It looked like Orwo film. It looked kind of bland, muted. It didn't look exciting. But as it goes, I went on the internet when I was uploading the news video yesterday, and I decided, let me see if I can find some recent pictures of the product. So I typed in Lucky C200, and lo and behold, there were some Reddit posts. And these Reddit posts shared some images that they took, allegedly, with the Lucky Color film. Now, I have not really sifted through these pictures all that much. So I am kind of speaking based on looking at them kind of briefly, which isn't necessarily the most accurate thing to do. But my first impressions are that it is remarkably different than the one image that we received in the Reflex Labs. Now, this ties back into something I said, which is that this could be an early picture from, an early batch. We just don't know because the information we're receiving is kind of secondhand and, maybe not the most accurate up to date. Pictures that I've seen, though, have been incredibly vivid, very warm, very different from the cooler tones from the one sample photo, and presumably they're much higher detail. The skin tones are completely off, the clarity, the texture, anything that any number one of the points at which you would judge the quality of a film, it is different, in my mind, than what we saw previously. This could be any number of things. It could be the developing, it could be the scanning, it could be any number of these variables for sure, or it could just be that it is a completely different film. Now, I must admit that when I initially heard they were kind of rushing to meet the Expo deadline, my suspicion was this film's going to look like not great. But in reality, based on some of the results that I've seen, it does look like it's pretty good. And so if that's the case, I would like to formally retract that sentiment, and I would like to apologize because I was wrong. If that's the case, I was wrong. And I don't mind being wrong. In fact, I hope I am because I want this to be a good product. But I suspect a couple of other things at play potentially. One, I could be wrong. It could be a phenomenal film. All of this could be for naught. I'm just filling time. Two, these could be the results that we're seeing from the people that got the film, the influencers that got the film first. And they've been scanned in a certain way. They've been edited in a certain way. They are high quality stocks of film, and the rest of the film is maybe not as good. The emulsion at the end could be completely different than this, or it could be completely the same. So there's a few things at play in that regard. Another thing that could happen is that it could perform completely differently with some scanning materials than others, thus leading to a variety of different results, or it could just be that it's very good. So given what we know about what the first frame looked like that we got from Reflex Labs versus what we know looks like from Reddit, from the users there, we're kind of in another position of we just have to kind of wait it out and see what the results end up being. A wider sample size tends to lead to the most accurate results. So far from the few images that I saw, I would venture to guess that I'm more excited about this film than I am about the qualities of Harmon Phoenix 2 or than the Orwo NC200 film. My pushback merely is on the prices rising, the weird deadline movements, and the lack of information. I don't really like to speculate. I do, that's a lie. I actually really enjoy speculating. I've had a lot of fun with this. But for the purpose of this video, I don't want to speculate. Like, it's better to know the information. I'd rather make a video with all of the information in hand that I can deliver to you, hey, this is what's happening. But instead, I'm having to come back and make an update video because I found out through other sources that they've changed the name, or at least given it a name. I found out through other sources that there are results out there, and we're not getting this from the Lucky Global. We're not getting this from the Lucky Instagram. It might be on RedNote, it might be other places, but Reddit users are posting this stuff. It isn't from a known source so far as I know. I'm not going to get on RedNote. I'm sorry. I have a hard enough time keeping up to date with the social medias that I'm barely present on. So I'm saying all of this because I think on one hand, this is important to talk about. I think on the other hand, it's a very interesting way to understand global markets. As integrated as everything seems to be at times in this modern world, there's still these individual places that people are trying to sell products to. Do I think that they might have had achieved better results had they marketed towards the wider global audience? Perhaps. But I can also recognize the fact that with the questionable tariff situation, with any of these other things that are going on, they chose not to share that. However, I think that there might have been a better way to do it, which would be sell it in just China and Europe for now, sell in those markets, make it seem like it's an exclusive film to just those places, and sell to Australia as well. Any place that's not America, basically. Maybe even Canada. I'm just saying, like, sell it to all these places and make it feel like I've got to get my hands on this, like create this desire. It would be a very well-kept secret, much like the leading into the Harmon Phoenix 2 release. Everybody knew that it was going to be a Phoenix 2. Seen images that had been leaked online, different people were talking about it, whatever. And everyone was like, oh, like excited, built up a little bit of hype, built up a little bit of anticipation. And then when it finally comes out, oh, this is so cool, I can't wait to get my hands on it. We've seen the poll. 288 people, 287 because I voted, so 287 are excited about it. For one role or for 20 roles or whatever, they're excited about it. And I think the more information kind of gets piecemealed about Lucky Color 200, it seems to be just kind of like prices raised, deadlines pushed back, prices raised, deadlines pushed back. We get one kind of low quality image from another source that's, maybe it's not the most up-to-date source, who knows? And now it's like, it's kind of launched, but kind of not. Not, in my mind, the best way to launch a product, but what do I know? I could very well be wrong. In fact, again, I hope to be wrong. I could be looking at the bananas, the well-ripe bananas that are this Lucky Color film, and I could be saying, wow, this is terrible. This is a disaster. We should just throw this away. And maybe in a few months' time, I'll be looking at the banana bread that's produced out of this whole situation, and I'll think, what a fool I was to, count my eggs before they've hatched, but the inverse of that. That's pretty much it. I feel like I did a disservice in the news video yesterday discussing about this, so I wanted to go back on here, talk a little bit more about it. I hope you enjoyed, and enjoy the pictures of the banana bread that is produced from these efforts. I'm going to try to translate the smell of it to you guys at home, and if that doesn't work, I encourage you to get some bananas, make your own banana bread, and I will put the recipe for that here if you want. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate it as always. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel. I want to give a huge shout out again to Frost and 403 others. Please go give him a follow if you can. Really great guy, and was super instrumental in getting me a lot of information and the videos, and I cannot thank him enough. So please go show him some support if you can. I'd appreciate it very much, and I will catch you later.